Hello. Let's talk about discomfort and whether or not staying in it is a good thing. I was on a little 1-day meditation thing a couple of weeks ago, and as we were sat in one of the rounds of meditation, my legs started to fall asleep. And as they got more and more, ironically more and more numb, the pain and the discomfort that I was feeling in my legs just grew and grew in intensity. And I found it such a fascinating process to watch in a few ways. So firstly, there's this, my legs were numb and yet there was so much sensation that I was feeling, which I found was a really interesting kind of, I can't remember what the word is. It was interesting. And then the other question that came to me was whether I should stay in this discomfort or whether I should move. So I've always been taught in meditation to try and sit still, to try and stay with a sensation as much as possible. So I was there, my legs were burning by this stage, and I was like, I have to stay. And I noticed all of my little strategies are starting to kick in about how I am in relationship to discomfort. So first of all, there was this little fidget, my body wanted to move. So suddenly I'd have an itch somewhere or my fingers would start twitching. And I was like, oh, this is interesting. So I look at this little pattern that I have to try and distract myself from discomfort. That's my first go-to thing. Okay, be busy doing something else so I don't have to feel. And then when that didn't work, I opted for my second strategy, which is grit my teeth and sit here for as long as humanly fucking possible, because that is the right thing to do. God, this is a really interesting strategy that I have. I'm noticing all the other places that shows up in my life. And then finally, I decided to move. More for the experimentation of what would happen. I had no idea how long this period of meditation I was through. So I moved, and then was with the irony of the rush of sensation and sweet painful relief of the feeling coming back in my legs. But it's really left me with this question of what is the quote unquote right way to be with discomfort? Do you stay in it and potentially learn from it? I mean, for me, watching this happen, watching my strategies play out, was so illuminating. Right, there's little microcosm, this hologram of how I am with discomfort in my life, which had I just moved, I would have lost. But then there came a point where I was like, why am I suffering? Why am I making life hard for myself right now? Just because somebody else told me that that's the right way to do this. This is what I should be doing. This is what I'm supposed to do. Prioritizing this external authority over what my body was telling me, which was right now, this really hurts. And so I don't have a good answer for this inquiry. I mean, it strikes me that so much of it depends, and but I want to acknowledge this place where staying with sensation, staying with discomfort can be of value to a point, and then at some point, in my experience, starts to become somehow self-brutalizing. Yeah, particularly when my strategies start to kick in to deal with it. So I'm left with this inquiry more than anything else of what is my relationship to discomfort? What are the strategies that I use to be with myself in discomfort? And where do I override my own sensations to some kind of external authority? So I would be really curious to hear if and where this shows up for you. What are your patterns in discomfort? Where do you perhaps like check out early? Where do you run away at the first sign of discomfort and like back into your comfort zone? Where do you learn from discomfort? And then where is the point where staying in discomfort no longer serves you, that actually honoring your body's desire to be comfortable, yeah, whether that's, for me in this moment, like physically, or whether that's like honoring your body's desire for a rest. When does that kick in, and how do you respond? Are you able to listen to that, or do you continue to put somebody else's voice and instructions above what your own experience is telling you? If you enjoy this, please comment below. I'd love to hear how this shows up for you, and I will see you next time. Thanks so much for joining me.